Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night number 69 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 25. Hope y'all are ready for a fantastic Tuesday. All right, yesterday, the big news, I suppose, we had the veto ceremony yesterday. If you recall, Felicia and Cirie on the block, but neither one the actual targets for the week. Jag had won the veto. Really, we were expecting Jag to use a veto. Not a whole lot of uncertainty on that, and he did. Jag indeed did use the veto. In fact, zero surprise he used it. Didn't know for certain whether he'd use it on Cirie or Felicia. Remember, neither one is the actual target. Well, it turns out he used the veto on Felicia, took her off the block. Cirie had suggested that he do that to give Felicia a break. That Cirie didn't mind being on the block this week, which just shows how comfortable she is that she's not going home, that they do have the backdoor target in play. We also had Matt and Jag talking about the fact that they wanted to leave Felicia on the block just in case something weird happened between now and Thursday, because they didn't want to have to send Cirie home over Felicia. Well, suggesting to me that Matt and Jag both also feel very, very comfortable that this back door is going to work, that there's no turning back at this point in time. So Jag uses the veto, pulls Felicia off the block. It's then up to Bowie Jane to make a renomination, and Bowie Jane has renominated. It's Jag. Jag. It's Cameron. Yeah, it's of course it's not Jag. Cameron's on the block. Not a huge surprise there. Now, at one point in time, Bowie had said that she didn't want to put up Cameron, that she just wasn't going to do that. Well, she got convinced. So Cameron is on the block. Cameron knows that him versus Cirie, he's going home. He hadn't given up. He's still talking. He's still fighting a little bit. We'll see if he gets a little more desperate as he gets closer to Thursday night. But the writing is on the wall. I don't see it changing at this point in time, even for this house, even for this season. I think this is the end for Cameron. So Cameron on the block alongside Cirie. We'll see what happens over the next few days. It could get a little boring, or if Cameron decides to blow the house up on the way out, it could get really exciting. We'll see which way he goes with it. All right, so we had Bowie Jane having to make her new decision. Cameron almost certainly going to go. And so with that, let the live feeds and the possibility of fireworks begin. We're going to start off. The feeds returned from the veto ceremony, I don't know, about 12:30 or so yesterday afternoon, just a little bit after lunch, Big Brother time. We've got Cameron telling America that at least he's got the record with 5 nominations for eviction. Nah, there's a lot of people who have more than that as far as nominations, Cameron, including yours truly, who was nominated 6 times during last season. God, I hated it. That was horrible. Too many times on the block. But I'm nowhere close to the record. I believe the record is actually by Victoria from season 16. She was nominated 10, 11 times. Every week she was on the block. So now Cameron probably has the record for this season, but overall, nowhere close. But he's got something that he can fall back on, I guess. All right. We've got Corey and Cameron talking. Corey is saying that telling Cameron they can talk more at some point, but he's saying, I'm just not sure that there's much to do at this point either. He understands that there doesn't need to be a lot of campaigning at this point in time, because the deed is done. Cameron's going home. Corey doesn't see any reason for anything beyond that. Cameron is telling Corey and saying, look, my only move is to get Felicia and Blue on board and get their votes. And Corey says, first of all, that's going to be pretty difficult to do, Cameron. He says, second of all, I'm not sure that I'm really on board to save you either. So don't be counting on my vote as some kind of vote that you've got locked in hand, because that's not the case, Cameron. So Corey later, he says, I think it's America. He says, I don't want to be there, have any uncertainty or anything else. I just want him to know going forward with this thing that he does not have my vote. All right. We've got Corey talking to Jag, telling Jag that he and America are now boyfriend, girlfriend. And Jag says, I'm like, in here? And he says, well, in the real world too. This is carrying over till once we're out of the house. So Jag's excited about that. Corey says that he wants Jag to be his best man at his wedding. And Jag said, oh, okay. And then Corey says, but as best man, it means you have to support me for the rest of the time that we're in this house. Anything I do, you have to support. And Jack says, yeah, that ain't going to happen. So yeah, Corey's feeling pretty excited about having a girlfriend. Felicia asked him at one point, said, Corey, did you ever expect to have a girlfriend? And he said, well, she says, I mean, here in the house. He said, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. No, not really. But no, not necessarily asking ever after the game and all of that. But yeah, Corey's pretty excited. He's got his girlfriend. She's not a showmance anymore. She's a girlfriend. All right, we've got Cameron and Cirie talking a little bit. There'll be a couple of conversations that take place as well. Well, let me tie. We'll talk about that in a second. I've got a little script notes here. We've got Cirie and Felicia and Bowie Jane in the HOH room. Bowie Jane is telling them, saying, well, this wasn't a wasted week since we're getting Cameron out. You know, that's a pretty big deal. Bowie Jane, if she makes it to the end, is going to have this as such a big resume deal. The fact that she was talked into it by a lot of other people, that it was a house target, I don't think anyone else is going to give Bowie Jane the credit that she is going to want to claim for this particular move. But she's feeling like her HOH was a fairly successful one. And I don't know, getting out Cameron, maybe getting out Hassam, two of the bigger targets that we've seen in the house. So I suppose in some ways she's right. But Bowie Jane is complaining that everyone had been in the HOH room last night having fun. And then Cameron walked in the door and immediately started talking about Riley, and then talking about evicting different people while those people were in the room during this conversation. So Cameron a bit of a downer when he walked into the room itself. And Bowie Jane said, you know, after he did that, she's I just don't even feel guilty after that. Send him out. It's just the way it needs to be. Bowie is telling Cirie and Felicia that she really thinks that they should be safe for the week. And she's talking about next week. I think that she doesn't see them as being the big targets. I agree with that. As I said a couple of days ago, I think Cirie and Felicia, considering that they were both on the block, are in a decent position right now, especially Cirie, because you're going to have bigger sides going after each other here for a little bit. So she's saying, Cirie, Felicia, I think y'all are going to be good for a little while. All right, we've got Cameron and Cirie now talking to each other. Cameron is telling Cirie that he really feels most betrayed by Bowie Jane to Bowie. He just hates the fact that he felt so protective of her. He didn't say protective. I'm throwing in there, but he felt like he had covered her, that he had tried to bring her in, and then she turns around and does that jump. So he's feeling most betrayed by Bowie Jane. Cameron is complaining that Matt had lied to Cameron. Cameron had asked him, said, so when did you find out about this plan to backdoor me? How long have you known? And Matt kind of him-hawed around, and finally it said, maybe yesterday's when I heard about it. Well, Cameron's complaining to Cirie, saying, look, Matt lied to me when he said that he just found out about yesterday. And he said, worst of all, he did it while he was holding the Bible in his hand. And Cirie's like, while he's holding the Bible? Really? Yeah, he just happened to be. It's not like he put his hand on the Bible and swore before the courts of Big Brother or anything else. He just happened to be holding the Bible. But Cameron's looking for anything he can to kind of villainize a few people and create some issues in the house. So, but the main thing is he's telling Cirie that Matt's been lying to him about that whole deal. So we've got that. Cirie is saying that Corey, as far as her finding out about this potential backdoor plan, she's saying that Corey had apparently hinted to her yesterday morning, that something maybe was up, and that's how she heard about it. Cameron is telling Cirie that he has heard that Corey would go after Jag if he knew he had the vote. So in other words, if you want to try to get with Corey, maybe you'll have a chance to take out Jag. I think Cameron, as tight as he felt with the fugitives, now maybe he felt most betrayed with Bowie Jane, but he's not feeling great about Matt and Jag either, because he really thought those guys had his back. So I think he's doing a bit of a 180. He's trying to do everything he can to throw Jag and Matt under the bus. I was surprised. As far as I know, he has not mentioned the Fugitives Alliance yet. Now, we got plenty of time. Maybe he's holding on to that. I'm sure that's going to come out, but I don't think it has come out now. But he's telling Cirie, saying, get with Corey and y'all could possibly get at Jag, because Corey's ready to make something like that happen. Cameron is thinking that Blue and then Felicia are going to get backdoored in this game. It's just very quickly the two of them are going to be gone. And he's saying, as far as you, he said, they're not going to let a Survivor player make it to the final three. I hope you understand that your game maybe is a little bit longer than Blue and Felicia's, but not by much. So don't think that you're too tight with Matt on any of this that's going to happen. They will not let you get to final three. Cirie is talking about during her talk with Bowie and Felicia that Bowie had made it clear that she really trusted Matt and Jag. Cameron said, dumb butt or something. Not happy that Bowie is so locked in with Matt and Jag. It's kind of interesting. They had the fugitives, and Cameron was perfectly happy for Bowie to be kind of just this accessory fourth person while he was part of the core three. Well, as it turns out, now the core three maybe is Matt and Jag and Bowie. Cameron was kind of the accessory person, and he doesn't like it at all. Cirie is saying that she's very much locked in with Matt and Jag. She talked about how much she trusts the two of them. Cirie says, after that, I stopped talking to Bowie Jane. She also thinks that Blue is also locked in or trying to get locked in with Matt and Jag. So she's seeing the other side of the house, perhaps, that they're up against. All right. Meanwhile, while this is going on, we've got Bowie Jane filling in Matt and Jag. I think they were up in the HOH room at one point to make sure they can't be heard. They go into the bathroom area to talk. And she's filling them in on the discussion that she had with Felicia and Cirie. She's saying, they didn't ask me to join the two of them and make a final three, which is fine because I didn't want to do it anyway, but they did not ask me that. But she is telling Matt and Jag that they did talk about the possibility of working with the three of them. So Felicia and Cirie, along with Matt, Jag, and Bowie. She said they did talk about the possibility of having a group of 5 that could maybe go to the end. So they're thinking they maybe want to work with us a little bit if they could. All right. Boredom in the backyard. A lot of people bored a little bit. The Matt and Jag and Cameron and Blue are playing kind of a homemade cornhole game. I think it was a sock. They're trying to throw it into the hammock and things like that. We had cornhole during my season. I think I'm very happy we had something to keep us a little busy in the backyard besides pool. So they have a little homemade cornhole. At one point, they have weird pool games, spinning the balls and trying to get them in holes, things like that. Just a little boring out in the backyard. Now, that was the last night. They were told that early this morning they're going to lose the backyard, maybe for slip and slide, as the HOH could be. But they normally you lose a yard on Tuesday morning, so nothing unusual about when they lost it. But they did lose the backyard, so they're trying to enjoy it while they could. Excuse me, got that Corey cough. But at one point, Felicia, being the subtle person that she always is, actually told Cameron, said, "Hey, you better enjoy the backyard. This could be your last night to have the backyard." She doesn't mess around with her comments, does she? So she's pointing that out to Cameron. I will say, when you're going home, the last time that you get to spend in that backyard is kind of special. You spend a lot of time looking around and remembering a whole lot of days spent back there. All right. So they have they're getting ready to lose their backyard. So they're out there hanging around, just a little bored doing stuff. All right, we've got Cirie talking to Cameron and Felicia. She's telling Cameron, say, look, I appreciate you. I do. There's lots of time before eviction and we can talk and all of that. It's you versus me, so it is what it is. But I do appreciate you, Cameron. And Cirie is saying that she doesn't want to be a pawn every week. She's up there this week, but she didn't want that to be the case every week. Felicia is worried. I think at this point, Cameron may have already left. Felicia is worried that she and Cirie are going to just get used as pawns. That they feel like maybe they're in an okay position in terms of these two big sides going after each other. That's the good part. The bad part is they also feel like everyone considers them a bit expendable. And so as a result, they could get used as pawns and just week after week after week get put on the block. Hey, Cameron's record for nominations this season may not last for that long. So they are talking about they don't want to do that. They don't want to be pawns. They may not have a choice. The only good thing, if you're a pawn, it's only because you're still in the house, right? All right, we've got Bowie Jane talking a little bit about it, saying that people are probably going to put up Corey in America as some of the next targets, but then backdoor others. That she could certainly see the two of them being put up a duo, you only get blood on your hands. If you put up one versus putting up both, you don't get extra blood on your hands. So she's thinking the two of them could go up, but they may not be the final targets for people going forward. We'll see. There's a few targets out there depending on who gets this HOH. All right, Felicia's wondering if Jag and Matt or Jag and Blue are closest to each other. Trying to figure out just what Jag's relationships are. Is he really locked in with Blue, or is that just kind of a convenience deal? As opposed to, it certainly seems to us as viewers, Jag and Matt much closer to each other than Blue ever was. Felicia doesn't understand that. We do. So Felicia's wondering about that. Bowie is talking about the fact that she just has single relationships, nothing more. She doesn't really have any alliances or anything else. Yeah, never mind Matt and Jag or anything, but she's saying, yeah, I just don't really have anything. I'm just one-on-one with people. And she's asking Felicia if she's aligned with anyone at this point in time. And Felicia's saying, no, not anymore. I don't have any alliances left. It's just me at this point in time, which from a Felicia standpoint, yeah, kind of true. I guess that we still sort of have the bookends with Cirie and Felicia. They're understanding they're kind of on an island. They don't have anyone else. So maybe that alliance is still there, but Felicia's kind of laying it out to Bowie James. And yeah, I don't have anyone. It's just me at this point in time. Bowie is saying that people always say that she's just a number. He's been hearing that all season long. She just wants to be part of something. I can see that. And I think that's a mentality that people playing Big Brother need to be looking for. Sometimes people are willing to hurt their own game, even sometimes, just to be part of a group. We saw that with Jag earlier in the season, 7 Deadly Sins. I feel like Bowie Jane, there's a little bit of that right now going on as well, and she has vocalized that to Felicia. Bowie is saying that Cameron must feel like that he truly is going to get evicted on Thursday night, because she says he talked about being in the jury house, sleeping for a solid week once he gets over there. So realization is starting to creep up on him, it would appear. All right, we've got Jag and Matt and Corey and America and Bowie Jane all upstairs in the HOH room, really just kind of taking turns bashing Cameron a little bit. I won't go into all of the just talk about why Cameron needs to go, all the stuff he's done, all the reasons they don't want him to stay in the house, all the stuff we've heard over and over and over again. But they're all up there doing that. They are in agreement that after Cameron goes, next to go probably should be Blue, followed by Felicia. Convenient to the people who aren't up in the HOH room itself. So remember, we had previously the idea that Cirie and Felicia were wanting to try to work with Matt and Jag and Bowie. Well, now we've got Matt and Jag and Bowie and Corey and America. So Cirie and Felicia over here, Corey and America over here, both trying to find this power three and get in good with them as they go forward. All right, we've got Corey asking America if she feels better about Matt and Jag now. I think she had expressed some nervousness and everything. She says, yeah, she does. I think it's after their conversation they had upstairs. She says, yeah, I do. They're just kind of annoying at times, but yeah, I want to work with them. That's fine. We need to work with them. Corey is saying that putting up Felicia and Bowie Jane is the next hope, which kind of, they just got through talking about that they want to try to work with them and all that. But Corey's saying, yeah, maybe Felicia and Bowie Jane. And apparently the idea is that Felicia would be the actual target and Bowie Jane would just be the pawn. And they don't want to do anything except just put her up there and not go after anyone else at that point in time. Corey is saying that if he gets HOH, he would probably put up Bowie and Blue. So I don't know, Blue, Felicia, we're hearing a little bit of both, but saying he would put up Bowie and Blue. But they're also agreeing that they have Bowie Jane's back. So whether it's Felicia or Blue next, it does sound like they just want Bowie Jane up there as a pawn. America saying she's scared about going up. She hadn't gone up there yet. And Corey saying, well, it'll be all right. She'll just have to live with it. I'm not real sure why he's picking her as opposed to maybe just Blue and Felicia to start with. I don't know. But their plan is maybe to ask Bowie Jane to do her part and go up on that block since she hasn't done it yet. Maybe they just want her on the block because she hasn't been there yet. And do that just to hurt her resume at the end, just a little. I'm not real sure just yet. All right, we've got Cirie and Blue talking a little bit. They start off by saying how they trust each other 1,000%. People always say that, right? Do they really mean it? Yeah. But they're saying they trust each other 1,000%. Blue is saying that that she thinks that one of Jared's downfalls, one of them, was that he probably trusted Jag too much, that she just doesn't think Jag is as trustworthy as maybe Jared thought. They both think they're probably good with Matt for right now. Not so much with Jag, but with Matt, they think they're both probably pretty good. Blue, though, is saying that at some point, someone's going to have to take a shot at Matt and Jag, or they're going to go to the very end. Well, that time may be now. I don't think you can wait that much longer. I think if Matt or Jag does not get HOH this week, I think, or Bowie Jane, I think you have to take your shot now. These guys are going to steamroll otherwise. And she's recognizing that. I just don't know that she or anyone else in this house is ready to pull the trigger. And I think that's a mistake. All right. But they do think that they need to listen to Cameron right now and see what he might be saying about what's been going on in the house, that they feel like he probably will spill some beans as he walks out the door. Blue does mention to Cirie that she feels pretty good about her ability to win comps against Matt and Jag, and that she can kind of carry them and help them out a little bit. Well, I love confidence, Blue, but put your money where your mouth is. We haven't seen a whole lot of that just yet. But she feels like she can beat the two of them. For your sake, for your game's sake, Blue, and for Cirie's game as well, you better be ready to back that up. All right, we've got Cirie and Felicia talking a little bit. Felicia's saying that the HOH is really going to tell all this week. Depending on who gets HOH, we're going to have different targets. Yeah, it's going to be a big one this week. Every week we say that, but I do think it'll be big this week. She's saying, or Cirie's saying, she does not want to win HOH. Well, first of all, your private slip and slide, you're probably okay with not wanting to win it, Cirie, because I don't think you will. But I can't understand at this point in the game where power is so important, where it's not just that you're safe, but that you maybe get to shape some stuff that's going on in the house that you would not want to have that power. It blows me away. Maybe it's, again, Cirie playing a little bit more the game of Survivor than Big Brother, that she just doesn't want the target on her back. She's been successful just sitting back, letting other people go after each other. They are thinking the other sides are going to go after each other this week. So that's why maybe she doesn't want to win it. I get that. I understand you're probably going to be safe, as Bowie Jane said. You're probably going to be safe without the HOH, but you got to see some power, and you've got to grab some people and force some issues, I think, at this point in time. You can't sit back to the very end, but that's what Cirie wants to do. So she didn't want to win it this week. Cirie is saying that Matt told her he wants Corey and America out next. Not a huge surprise there at all. But he has told her that. Cirie is wondering what happens after that, though. Fine, they get out Corey, they get out America. When do they come for us? How long do we have in this game, Cirie, at this point in time? Felicia is saying that she doesn't have a good read on Blue. They want to try to work with her. They're just not really sure yet. She's saying, this is Felicia saying, she's tired of people claiming to be good competitors, but they haven't won anything. Yeah, I think she may be talking about Blue right there, but she could kind of, well, I was going to say she could kind of be talking about Cirie. I'm not sure Cirie's really promoted herself as being a big comp beast in this season. Blue has. So I think Felicia's got that finger pointed straight at Blue when she's saying that. She's a little tired of people talking on and never winning anything. They are thinking that both sides are trying to pull them in for a 5. They talked about this idea of Matt and Jag and Bowie. They assume that maybe Corey and America will want to pull them in as well. They're hoping that they can let these two sides battle it out. And I think it's Felicia says, let the two sides go after each other, take each other out. Final 2 seats for you and I when that happens. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, but I do see a path of something similar to that happening. The problem is when you get to the very end, you got to win 1 or 2 comps to make it into those final 2 chairs. I don't know that these two are positioned to do that as they get there. So it's going to be tough to get to the final 2 chairs, but I can see them lasting for quite a bit longer just because there's bigger targets out there, perhaps, especially from Cirie's standpoint. All right. Felicia talking about Matt and Jag. I think she's wondering if they get Matt. She's wondering if Matt and Jag would get Felicia and Cirie out at the double eviction, which a lot of people are thinking is coming up. Would they do that, or would they leave them to the end and try to beat them at the very end? kind of see it more the second one happening, but there has been talk about sending out Felicia right after Blue, so don't get too comfortable in that comic room bed just yet. All right, Felicia thinks that they are going after Bowie, and that she thinks that Bowie has America and Corey, because America and Corey have been running up to the HOH room so much that she feels like Bowie kind of has America and Corey watching her back a little bit. Well, we heard Corey say that was the case. But she thinks that Bowie is probably scared that Matt and Jag would put her up. I don't think they're going to put her up. I think they've got other fish to fry. Cirie is saying that she thinks Matt and Jag and Bowie and Blue had an alliance, have an alliance, not really sure where that's at. But she also thinks that Bowie and America and Corey also have or had an alliance. So she's seeing these overlapping alliances. Why wouldn't you have overlapping alliances in this season, right? So, but Cirie is certainly seeing some overlapping alliances and realizing they're not part of any of them. All right, Cirie is thinking that if Matt or Jag win the next HOH, they won't even bother trying to backdoor Corey or America, because those two can't win vetoes. They'll just put them up on the block right off the bat and send one or the other home. Felicia's thinking that they'll just put up Corey and America as well. And if someone wins veto, then they'll probably put up Bowie Jane as a replacement. Actually, I think they would put up probably Blue or Felicia as a replacement. All right, Felicia's saying that they need Matt and Jag gone more than they need Corey and America gone. I think she's recognizing they're a little bit stronger competitors in terms of HOHs and vetoes, etc. So she's saying Matt and Jag need to go even before Corey and America. Cirie is agreeing. Felicia's thinking that Blue may have been pushed out of those other alliances. That they don't see her as really being a solid member with Matt and Jag and Bowie, that she may just kind of be hanging on, but she may not really be that tight with them, which would suggest that they should be able maybe to grab hold of her and maybe make something happen. Again, they just don't feel like they've got a good read on Blue yet. Felicia's saying that she just wants to ask Corey and America who they want in Final Four, and to stop lying about it and him hauling around. Just go out there and ask, who do you want in your Final Four? There's two of you. Who are the other two people you want? And the idea, they'd kind of like that maybe to be, I don't know, Cirie and Felicia. Can you picture a Final Four of Cirie, Felicia, Corey, and America? Yeah, maybe. I gotta say, it'd be, as much as I don't want a steamroll to take place for the rest of this last third of the season, I also would be a little disappointed if we didn't have Matt and Jag last a little bit longer as opposed to these four. But hey, we'll see how the game plays out. All right, America and Corey and Matt and Blue are talking outside. America's wondering if Twitter has nicknames for all of them. Corey says, like 5-second Corey or something. I gotta say, y'all tell me. I haven't really seen that many nicknames for any of our house guests out here. Seen a lot of comments, not all of them positive, but not a whole lot of nicknames really that I can recall. But they're wondering what the viewing public is thinking about all of them. And apparently maybe Corey's a little bit worried that he may be getting compared to Kyle and his showmance from last season, just a little bit based on that little comment. All right, we got Jag and Cameron talking to each other. Jag is saying that if Cameron was final two, he'd have Jag's vote. He's played a fantastic game and all of that. You think Jag may be kissing up to Cameron just a little bit, playing a little jury management game. It's easy to tell someone, if you make it to final two, you absolutely would have my vote. It's easy to say that when you know they're going home within just a few days. And I think that's what Jag is doing right here. But he's complimenting Cameron on everything that Cameron's done playing the game. Cameron's talking about how much he loves the game itself, how happy he is he's gotten to play Big Brother. That's what I want to hear. I hope everyone enjoys their experience while they're playing the game. All right, we got Felicia and Cirie talking. Felicia's saying that they need to get out Jag and Corey and Bowie Jane in that order. So at least they're focused are looking at Jag as their potential first target. You just have to win the HOH first. But Jag, then Corey, then Bowie in that order. Cirie is saying that people are scared to take a shot at Jag out of fear that they'll miss, and then they'll have the Jag and Matt coming back after them. So she recognizes people maybe a little gun shy on that as far as Jag's going, getting put up on the block. They're talking about the fact that they only have 1 month left. Can you believe that? Yeah, 31 days is all we have left in this season. So they are talking about that. They're starting to get to the point where they're going to start counting down the clock until the very end, which is kind of exciting. Felicia's saying that if she hears anything, and I assume she says she's meaning anything about her, that she's going to just call Cameron a damn liar. She's not going to be putting up with Cameron trying to throw her under the bus over these next few days. And everyone's watching for that. Everyone is waiting for it. Some people hoping they get information. Some people praying to God that Cameron doesn't reveal some of his information. Cirie at one point says, yeah, I don't have anything to hide. Let him say whatever. But they're all still watching and waiting to see what he's going to do. Felicia does say that the two of them have a path to get to the very end with these two sides going after each other. She's saying that they're complaining. They're saying, everyone stays up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They don't say anything. Well, sometimes they say important stuff, Felicia, but she's saying they don't say anything. They just stay up till 2 or 3 talking about nothing. But they're both saying, not us. We're going to bed. And they're in bed soon after that. All right. Poor Bowie Jane. Bowie Jane upstairs wanting to do a little camera talk, just her talking to the cameras. We see the video, but unfortunately the audio is on probably Felicia. I couldn't really tell. Someone downstairs snoring, so we can't hear what she's saying. Just about the time the audio catches up and is honed in on Bowie Jane, the feed's cut. They go away. So we never did hear what she was wanting to tell the cameras. I wish we had. I'd be curious to see what her thoughts are. We didn't get to hear it. So sorry about that, Bowie Jane. Do some more camera talks. I'd like to hear that, though. All right, we've got Matt and Jag talking to each other. Matt is worried that Cameron is going to be putting people up against each other to stir things up and maybe see if there's some way he can stay if people get upset with each other enough. They have to get upset enough with Cirie, and I just don't think that's going to happen. But I think the true concern from Matt is that what information Cameron might spill, not just pitting each other against each other, but how's he going to do that? What information is going to put out there, such as the Fugitives Alliance? All right, Blue joins in for a moment, saying that Cameron told her that Matt and Jag are masterminds. Also saying that Matt and Jag and Bowie Jane are together, that Cameron has told him that is the case. So yeah, he is already spilling some information here and there. Cameron joins for just a minute. The conversation quickly switches on a couple of things. Matt wondering why they call it pigs in a blanket. Important, relevant stuff like that. Eventually, though, Cameron takes off again. Jag is saying that Cameron had said that he wouldn't campaign to Jag unless Jag was open to maybe considering a vote for Cameron. And if that's the case, he'll campaign to him. And Jag's saying, maybe I should pretend like I'm considering that just so I can see what he says, just to see what he's going to say, what information he might have, what he's going to spin. Maybe that'll help us understand what he's going to tell other people as well. Blue's all for that. She's saying, yeah, tell him you're interested. Just hear what he has to say. So he may do that today. We'll see if that's the case. There's talk about possible double eviction next week. We've heard a lot of them talking about this. Blue thinks it's perfect. She said, it couldn't be even better. We'll get out Cory and America both in the same night. It'd be perfect to have a double eviction. So she's already thinking ahead. All right, we're getting ready to shut this thing down. After Blue leaves, we've got Matt talking about Cory, saying, look, Cory's a mastermind in the house. We cannot afford to leave him in this game. We've got to get him out of here. Matt's saying that he and Jag or Bowie, that one of these three needs to win this next HOH so they can get Cory out of the house. But Jag is also worried a little bit about it. He's telling Matt, saying, I get it and I agree. He says, but if we go that direction, we could end up getting blood on our hands if we vote out Cory over, say, Felicia next week. The easy target's Felicia. No one's going to get upset if we do that. If we go after Cory, we could have some people targeting us. We can have blood on our hands as a result. So we just need to think about it. But Matt is really ready to have Cory gone. I think Matt probably has the best idea. You can't spend the whole Big Brother season so worried about getting blood on your hands. Eventually, you just have to pull the trigger and do it. But Jag's a little hesitant, as he typically is on a lot of these things. Matt's a little bit more willing to make the move. So talk about maybe putting Cory up as soon as they get power. Could be as early as Thursday. All right. Jag finally suggesting that maybe they get Bowie Jane to approach Cirie and Felicia tomorrow. She's already talked to them. They're saying, let's get her to talk to them tomorrow, find out what they're doing, what their plans are. Let's just make sure she's staying tight with with those two ladies, and we'll see what's going on. But we don't want to do it. We'll get Bowie Jane to do it. And there you have it, guys. The lights out by, I don't know, 2 o'clock Big Brother time. A little after that, maybe 2:15, 2:30 or so. But lights are out. Eventually, everyone's in bed. So in summary, Cameron's on the block. Cameron's going home. He knows it. Everyone else knows it. The big question remains, how much information does he put out there as he walks out the door? He's put some out, but he may be holding on to some bigger stuff, whether it's true or stuff he makes up. And there could be a mix of both. There may be some bombshells that we get a little bit later in the week as we get closer to an actual eviction night. I just don't see Cameron going out meekly and peacefully. I think he'll try to have some fun as he heads out the door. So there you have it, guys. Y'all have a fantastic Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow morning and let you know what kind of fireworks may have taken place in the house. The backyard is closed down, so everyone's going to be trapped inside. That typically brings up the stress level a lot. We'll see what happens. But until then, guys, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.